In the matter of public interest and recent concerns, this is Gary Waterman's YouTube channel. The ex-police sergeant Gary Waterman is running away with himself and making allegations about people without producing the evidence. On the 13th day of February 2025 at approximately 6 PM, I telephoned Waterman regarding the allegations he had been making about people from Rapid Response. If you want to watch his videos about those allegations, you can go to his YouTube channel and watch what appears to be gaslighting. Gaslighting people is a method used to try to convince people of false claims, and quite often deemed slander and sinister by nature. They also often mix truth with lies. The truth is there to gaslight what appears to be lies. Waterman claims to be a Christian.
I've never had a connection to the Freemasons other than knowing, so Lisa's granddad, Lisa's dad said he played squash with Freemasons, and I only found that out as I was exposing the fraud. And Lisa's brother confirmed that he used to be a Freemason as well.
When I question Waterman's Christianity, Waterman then starts to question Christianity himself, when in actual fact, he does not appear to know much about it.
Well, I don't even want to label myself as a Christian now.
No, I thought you was.
So did I, until the latest stuff I found out.
Did you ever have a Bible as a Christian?
Yes.
Which Bible did you use?
It's what I haven't even read a lot of the scripture, to be honest with you.
Have you got a Bible?
Ironically, it was one that my wife's granddad gave me, who was a Freemason and linked to the church that links to the Flemings.
We all know that there is corruption in the world, and that there are many companies in the Companies House Register, both legitimate and illegitimate. There are also companies that set up companies for other people, and then they remove themselves from the register. I will look into a couple of allegations later, but in the meantime, the problem with Waterman is that many people, including myself, have asked for evidence that is irrefutable and corroborative regarding his recent allegations attacking people who do good in society and for society as a whole. Waterman thinks that Rapid Response Limited entries in the Companies House Register are linked to Rapid Response, who help to prevent illegal and unlawful evictions, as seen in many of these videos.
So what's happened? Whoa, the back one over. They're attacking them! You know, look what the police are doing! That's not peaceful entry! The police need to stop in. 2263, you need to do your job. Quickly!
The people confront security, police, and deal with solicitors and the banks the best way they can. If you check out the BANAMAN channel, you can judge for yourself what the good people are doing, while Waterman attacks their good nature, warm hearts, and dedication to confronting the evil parasites in society that only ever seem to serve Satan. Those kind of people are also known as the sons and daughters of Satan. So let's have a look at some of these allegations that Waterman is making.
You'll see the theory that I'm working on suggests now they're wanting me to expose this, but they're controlling the flow of the release of the evidence. So that's why I believe they've not shut me up completely, because they're now, and I'm going to come to the theory another time because it's quite complex.
When you said there, you're suggesting you got someone there telling you what to do and when to release it?
No, what I think they're doing,
no, you actually said there, as in someone's controlling you.
I think they're controlling the flow of the release of my evidence through the social media content that I'm releasing.
From what I can gather from the phone call, Waterman's unfounded links is based on this statement, that because they didn't deny being part of Rapid Response Limited on Companies House, he has automatically assumed they are. Check it out for yourself. He's done 4 recent videos. In fact, I think he did 5, but one of them's disappeared. That man appears to be on the side of Satan. I am now going to take you to a recent Facebook post I created 24 hours after the telephone call. This was in response to Waterman's video he made about myself. Interestingly, at the time of the post, there was approximately 113 likes, 110 comments, and 24 shares. Also, out of all the comments, there appeared to be 2 people acting in defence of Waterman. One was called Daisy, whose real name is Yvonne, and the other was Gary Waterman himself. Instead of Gary working with me when offered, Waterman decided to release a video shortly after the telephone call and in less than 7 hours after the telephone call took place. In his video, Gary decided to claim I was not prepared to work with him and instead thought it was wise to carry on with his favourite buzzwords, "You are compromised." Waterman also thought it was wise of himself to try and gaslight people who have already seen through his gaslighting. You only need to head over to Mark BANAMAN on Facebook to see the comments. Let's comprehend how gaslighting works. Gaslighting works very well when you mix truth with lies. Waterman appears to be trained in gaslighting and not how to win a debate. He also posted a link to the London Law Agency Limited. I have no idea why he did this, but he could have provided irrefutable corroborative evidence about Rapid Response to Good People and the alleged link to Rapid Response Limited in the company's house register, or even offer proof of the alleged bailiff company he claimed to have found to be acting both illegally and unlawfully. Gary did neither of these, but made a video instead. Waterman appears to be on a mission. It would be reasonable to concur that he is on a mission impossible. People appear to be seeing through him for what he is. If anybody can see evidence of Rapid Response Limited being linked to the rapid responders of the Good People United, then by all means bring it forward. At the end of this video, I will be including the first 10 minutes of the phone call and the last 18 minutes for you to hear the conversation that took place between myself and Waterman. I have released this telephone call in the interest of transparency and public concern surrounding his recent 5 videos about rapid response and the good people who give their own time and efforts to help highlight and protect those who are vulnerable against the state. It is deemed a war out there by many good people, and the war is against evil. Evil will one day be no more, but in the meantime, the likes of Waterman will carry on trying to discredit the good people making a stand, and for people, now is the time more than any other. It's time to take no more.
So it's difficult for me to discern a name for a creator because it would probably be wrong for me to say the name because of the deception is so vast in this.
Do you have a Bible? You're Christian, aren't you?
Well, I don't even want to label myself as a Christian now.
No, I thought you was.
So did I, until the latest stuff I found out.
Did you ever have a Bible as a Christian?
Yes.
Which Bible did you use?
It's one. I haven't even read a lot of the scripture, to be honest with you.
Have you got a Bible?
Ironically, it was one that my wife's granddad gave me, who was a Freemason and linked to the church that links to the Flemings.
The question has to be asked. Does Gary Waterman work alone? Well, that question was asked, and to prove it, before I let you listen to the first part of the telephone investigation into the ex-police sergeant Gary Waterman, and then followed by the last 18 minutes, I am very briefly now going to take you back to another conversation with Gary that took place approximately 10 months ago. I did ask what Gary thought people could do.
Recording in progress.
So I'm going off track a little bit. So what can people do? The first thing is I would suggest people look at the evidence, they corroborate it and verify it and make sure they trust me.
Make sure they trust him. Do you trust Gary Waterman? I also asked him if he would like to collate group information.
If it assists in resolving the problem and it is necessary to do that, then we've got to do whatever is necessary to stop this. It must stop.
So how is Gary going to stop things by collecting people's names and addresses? Well, let's hear all about that, shall we? Because apparently he's got a marketing specialist who's interested in people's information.
I'm in touch with a guy who is looking at the ability of distributing information through every letterbox away from social media. And my understanding is that is to negate if social media or a cyber attack was to happen, for example, or social media was to be taken down, it would ensure that the truth is distributed to the general public, because this is all about them knowing the truth as to what is happening.
Is Gary working alone?
Absolutely.
He wants to collect people's information to give to somebody who can then assure and reassure people via address that information is available. I don't get it. So why doesn't he just do a mail shot to every address in the UK, highlighting his concerns? That would be rational, but for people's specific addresses, when the internet goes down? Something doesn't add up to me. That did not make any sense. And apparently, he also wanted to know if anything is established that he wasn't already aware about.
If I was to know that this is all in hand and I can trust that it's being dealt with, then I'm happy to hold off. But at the moment, there's nothing in my mind, to say that the threat of risk and harm, which was my professional skill, has been eliminated at the moment.
The threat. He talks about the threat. The threat to who? Is that a threat against the banks or the people? Well, you've heard it from Gary himself. Do you trust Gary Waterman? I also presented to Gary a caution, and this is how it went. You did not have to say anything, but it may have harmed your defence if you did not mention something when questioned, something you may later rely on in court. Do you have anything to say for a defence? And his reply was this.
That's not the actual caution. You've changed the words from the normal police caution there slightly.
And that was from the caution I made up and stated to him. So I asked him again, do you have anything to say for a defence?
A defence to what?
So that proves that Gary does not listen. But then does it prove that Gary will listen only to people who direct him, that make him the chosen one? Do you trust Gary Waterman? I will now play for you the first 8.5 minutes of the telephone conversation, which actually got disconnected partway through the whole telephone call, and I reconnect again for approximately the last 18 minutes.
Hello, BANAMAN, how are you?
Yeah, long time no hear, as they say, or see. Well, never a see, is it? It's always a hear.
Yes, yeah. How are you?
Yeah, good. I saw your latest video. I'll be honest with you, I haven't been following much of your content, but I have been seeing some of the latest stuff because people have been telling me to get in touch with you. And I'm saying to people, why? Why? And then, obviously, I saw your latest video as well, saying you want to form a team.
Yes.
I'll be honest and upfront with you first before I say anything else. I think you get yourself into a bit of a mess.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. You know, just everyone's got an opinion. No doubt you got your own.
Of course, yeah. I mean, please elaborate. What you mean by that?
It's just that a lot of people seem to be going and speaking against what you're doing. Kind of feel like that you're digging yourself a big hole and you don't realise it.
Okay.
I mean, I can't really elaborate any further on that, but that's the impression I'm getting from people.
Sure. No, I understand.
But I mean, people could say it's the same for me.
Sorry.
You could say it's the same for me. I mean, I'm digging a hole for myself because I just follow my heart.
Okay.
And I'm sure that's what you're doing.
100%. And I've got to do absolutely 100% of what I can to save the children. And it's very clear that they've positioned many people deliberately to prevent the truth being exposed in relation to this. And I'm giving everybody the chance to do the right thing. I've always done that. I've never just exposed everybody for no reason. I've given them the chance to do the right thing. It's the same with the rapid response team.
Yeah.
Now everything I'm saying is supported by evidence. I don't say anything unless it's supported by the overwhelming evidence.
I know where you're coming from. I've watched some of the videos you've done recently. I'm personally myself, I'm struggling to see the evidence. I'm not saying the evidence isn't there. I'm saying I can't see it myself. So, what am I missing?
Well, first of all, you need to look at Mikey Pete's response, and rapid response is response to me, including yourself.
What's that?
Okay, it was obvious that the evidence was there in relation to illegal bailiffs, illegal debt companies, illegal mortgage companies, and illegal banks.
Well, them are allegations that, from my point of view, because that's what people are saying. So I'm following that narrative to get them to hopefully show me that the positive things to say that they're not. So I see society responding to these allegations that these banks and these bailiffs, they allegedly have paperwork that's supposed to be from the bank, but or the court. But I can't see how they're presenting anything that's legal and justifiable, because to me, from when they start not producing things and showing me things that look dodgy, for me, I just don't see the legitimacy in it, and that's why I'm following them.
Okay. Well, I offered you and everyone else with rapid response the opportunity to look at the evidence, discuss it, and utilise it to assist you months ago. And instead of taking me up on that, I did, not you personally, But
Yeah, I was
the
trying to
group
think
of
where
people
you.
with rapid response.
Yeah, I was trying to think where you offered it to myself. I can't remember if you did.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate for me?
Well, you interviewed me, and instead of focusing on the evidence, you focused on me and didn't even allow the opportunity for the evidence to be exposed. First of all, that's a big alarm bell in relation to yourself, okay? People within rapid response, I directly spoke to personally, and instead of taking up the opportunity of having private conversations and group conference calls with me, they completely shut me out of the group. That's a huge alarm bell. Okay? And this has gone on for months, and it's very clear that Trevor Meelam's involvement in the group and Laura Nina's involvement in the group are very significant because of the information and evidence that comes from those people. Now, I've given everybody the chance, okay? I have given everybody the chance, and the latest correspondence with Mikey P, who, don't forget, chose to target me, which triggered this. That wasn't me. He decided to target me on one of my videos with a comment, which is what's triggered the latest exposure. And thank goodness it did, because it has led to very important evidence tying back to the people that I worked with in the police. So at the end of the day, you know, I've given everyone the chance. They've chosen to do the wrong thing, and it's very clear that they have been positioned by those involved in this to act as diversion, misinformation, disinformation, when really they could be using the evidence to really assist the victims if they want to help them, which they've had the opportunity to do, instead of targeting me and shutting me out. So I have no choice but to expose those who are facilitating the crimes against humanity, and most importantly, the children. It's not something I want to do, Bannerman. Of course it's not. I would rather we all unite under what is clearly the real problem in this world. It's very obvious, okay, instead of them targeting me and continuing to facilitate the harm to children. And of course, I have to go all out, and I can't worry about the consequences to me in doing that when children are at stake, because they're the most innocent of all.
Yeah, I mean,
So I mean,
that's why I'm listening. I'm listening to what you're saying. When you said you give everybody a chance and an opportunity, I do remember you mentioning before that you've been locked out of rapid response. Me personally,
Yes.
I am not rapid response. I've been following rapid response for a long time now. When I first came in touch with rapid response, will have been about, I'm going to guess Billy's, you know, Billy in the house repossessions.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, round about the first time when Billy's house came up for the bailiffs. That's at that point. Sometime after that, I can't remember exactly when, I started to be aware of rapid response. But going back to rapid response, I'm struggling to see the link in rapid response, the name in Company's House, and the actual people on the ground. I just can't see that yet, unless I'm missing something.
No, well, you need to look at the responses from them. So they refuse to even confirm if any of those records were related to them. Instead of saying, no, we're not related to any of those records, they refuse to confirm that. You can see it in the correspondence.
Oh, I see what you're getting at.
So why wouldn't you?
So you're making the
So why
allegation.
wouldn't you just?
Yeah, you're making the allegation that they are linked, and then you're looking for a response from them to say, yes, we are, no, we're not.
Well, yeah, why wouldn't you just say, months ago, when I first started talking about them through Company's House, yes, we're none of these companies, Gary. They didn't say that.
I didn't know you were asking that question that far back.
Yeah.
I thought it was just recent, actually.
No, well, even recently, he refused to answer it, didn't he? You can see it in the correspondence.
Yeah, it's a fair question from you. Are you linked? Are you not linked? But I fail to see by them not responding actually makes them look like they are or they're not. It's still open to interpretation.
Not when you find multiple connections going back to the original Trevor Meelam and back to the police where I work from and my wife's family.
Yeah, I did watch that
That's
video.
no coincidence.
Yeah, I did watch that, and I'll be honest with you, I couldn't follow it, but I was kind of listening to you and trying to follow you, but it was very complicated to me. The reason why I've cut out the middle section of this public interest and concern telephone investigation recording is for reasons that may or may not be needed at this time. And in reference to this video, it was a priority to make in light of the unfounded allegation regarding the alleged links that Waterman was adamant existed. His allegations are irrational and well below the expectation of any serving police officer. But on that note, Waterman is no longer a serving police officer and appears to be guided by his creator to not only gaslight people, but appearing to mislead people by mixing truth with lies. And therefore, Waterman appears to be proving all by himself that he is not rational and may have a mental health issue not yet identified. Will Garrett ever reflect upon the alleged links he claims exist between Rapid Response Limited in Companies House Register and the good people of Rapid Response who give up the time and effort to help others? I will now play a few of the last 18 minutes of the telephone investigation that took place on the 13th day of February 2025.
But I think the signal went.
Yeah, no, my phone went dead. I didn't have it plugged in. So I've just had to put Roger in.
I've just left you a voice message.
Okay, I haven't heard that yet.
So I've just checked. You have got the document. I've sent it to you today, and also a brief summary about what that document shows. Within the summary are also the videos, so you can follow the videos with the document. So it becomes hopefully quite clear to you what's happened there. And the ball really is in the court now of Rapid Response, how they move forward. And the only way I can see that they can reconcile themselves now with the public is to use this evidence and expose it publicly to assist them in the unlawful evictions.
Right, okay. So where did you send the document, just for quick reference?
On WhatsApp. It's on here.
All right, okay, yeah.
And particularly, now, and unfortunately, people are going to see this now. After Mikey realised he was going to be exposed, he then tried even finding, like I said earlier, issues with the Companies House records himself, linking into very serious matters. So they've now acknowledged that they agree there's some serious concerns with Companies House. So hopefully this will now prompt them to do the right thing and publicly use this to assist these victims that they're supposedly trying to help.
And when you say these victims, do you mean victims of house repossessions?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always open to anybody who wants to talk about certain things, but sometimes there's too much information. But I did believe that because people are talking the way they're talking and people are just saying, get in touch with him, and I say why, and then they tell me, and then I watch the videos. You seem to be like a person who could be one or the other, like myself, could be one or the other. People are always going to assume that people have got handlers and this, that, and the other. And you know what? Sometimes you're just a person just following your heart.
Well, who would be my handler? Who would I work for?
I don't know. If that was the case...
Well, there's no one. There's no one, because I'm exposing everyone that I may work for. I only work for our creator. It's as simple as that.
Who's your creator?
I'm not going to put a name on it because there's so much deception. But I am 100% being guided. I shouldn't even have all of this evidence and information. There's nothing special about me. No. There's nothing significant about me.
I mean, we all have the creator. It's the same creator, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, well, you would have thought so, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Do you know the name of your creator?
I don't, because the trouble is there's so much deception. I thought it was Jesus, but they've had the ability to rewrite the entire history. They set up a German company, established worldwide global educational establishments, and took control of publishing and media and the internet, and that all links in with Robert Maxwell via the research. So that means they've had the ability to deceive everybody. I mean, I don't know what happened there.
I've internet again, probably.
So it's difficult for me to discern a name for a creator, because it would probably be wrong for me to say the name because of the deception is so vast in this.
Okay, do you have do you have a Bible? You're Christian, aren't you?
Well, I don't even want to label myself as a Christian now.
No, I thought you was.
So did I, until the latest stuff I found out.
Did you ever have a Bible as a Christian?
Yes.
Which Bible did you use?
It's one. I mean, I haven't even read a lot of the scripture, to be honest with you.
Have you got a Bible?
Ironically, it was one that my wife's granddad gave me, who was a Freemason and linked to the church that links to the Flemings.
Okay, King James Bible. That's quite a well-recognised one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you have a King James version?
No, I don't think I did.
No. Because your creator, when you were a Christian, it wasn't Jesus. Jesus allegedly was God's son. And God is not the name. God is the title. And there's many gods.
Yes.
So even God has a name according to the Bible. And you'll find that at Psalm 83:18 in the King James Version.
Yes.
Do you know what that is?
No.
It's Jehovah.
No, because like I've said,
It's Jehovah. According to the King James Bible, King James Version, Psalm 83:18, God's name is Jehovah.
Okay.
And that's written in the Bible. But everywhere else in the same Bible, it's been taken out. Why do you think?
Okay.
Why do you think it's been left in? Once only in the whole Bible.
I wouldn't like to speculate
So that
because
God, so that God would allow you to know His name. So rather than say Creator, say God's name, Jehovah.
I can't, because remember, the people that have allowed the publication of these documents are involved in the international fraud and deception against humanity, which is not of our Creator, because it's not of moral conscience and a rational state of mind, which would have been, I believe, given to us by our Creator.
The only reason why I mentioned the Christianity thing, because I do remember you saying you're a Christian, and Christians follow the Bible, and Satan, Satan's God's creation. However, Satan challenged God, from my understanding, and said people only love you for what you give them. God said, no, that's not true. Satan said, prove it. And basically, the man has got free will now. You can choose whether you follow God or Satan.
Yes.
And God will judge every man. And as a Christian, it does say in the Bible, thou shalt not judge. But many people would say, you judged people.
We have to remember the deception and the system that's in place. They have allowed those Bibles to be published and disseminated. Okay? So we have to consider that part of the scripture is deception as well. Especially with what I've just told you, when those behind this criminal system have been involved in the archaeology of key locations around the world and have had the ability to alter history through that archaeology. So unfortunately, it's very difficult now to discern, and they've made it difficult because of the deception in the system to discern the truth of the history. But I've had multiple signs, things that I can't explain continuously throughout my journey, which is 100%, I believe, signs by our Creator. But I can't give a name because it would be wrong for me to do that, because I was not present and the deception is so vast that we don't know what to believe anymore. And this is the trouble with what they've done.
I think instinctively we know we shouldn't treat people bad.
100%. 100%.
But Satan...
That is the main law, isn't it, written within us. Treat others how you want to be treated in a rational state of mind. Well, they're not doing that.
When people make accusations and allegations against people, people are always going to get the back up and go, who are you to say this? What proof have you got? And sometimes it might feel right and it might be right. But to help other people understand it, you've got to use that proof.
Well, that's why I'm producing evidence with everything I'm saying.
And I respect the fact that evidence does exist, but until people see that link, whether it's through evidence or gut feeling, they will only ever question anybody saying it's this, that or the other, because it can be termed as gaslighting people.
Yeah, but most people are saying, Gary, this is the key to everything. Most people are saying, Gary, you're going to change the world. It's obvious. It's very clear that the evidence is there throughout the company's house records.
Do you feel like you're going to change the world?
Do I feel my evidence can change the world? Yes. I believe my evidence will change the world and can change the world. And it has to change the world. Yeah,
do you think you and you alone is the only answer?
No, I believe the evidence is the answer that I'm producing. And I believe that evidence has been given to me by our Creator.
Well, I do believe you need more people talking about what you're talking about and proving what it is you're allegating.
Yeah, well, many people are verifying and corroborating it and seeing it's all true.
Yeah.
But the trouble you've got is they control all social media. It goes back to this fraud. Again, it's the company's house fraud. So they're suppressing me. So they're removing subscribers. But they allow others to have huge followings. People that aren't actually telling the truth.
I do know all about suppression. It's happened to myself. when you're hitting the nail on the head, you're going to come up against it. You know that. But sometimes we are not best placed to actually know which is the best way forward. However, what we will do, we will go forward with what we believe is right. And sometimes we can actually make enemies out of people when we don't really want to do that. And we don't even see that we're actually making enemies. We just believe what we think's right.
Well, I can't worry about making enemies. When children are at risk, I can't worry about the consequences to me. Okay, and what may happen to me. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to present evidence of the truth and a resolution based on that truth, because you have to know what the problem really is to know how to resolve it. Why is nobody saying there needs to be a transparent financial system for the governance of nations? Nobody.
Well,
at the source of payments.
Yeah, that would be good.
Well, nobody's saying it, other than me.
Well, why can't people get on board with you? Why do you think that is, in your opinion?
Because you've got 250,000 Freemasons in this country, according to the research, 6 million in the world, and they have gained full control over everything, through the police, through the military, through government, through the intelligence agencies. So they've positioned many, many people in places to prevent that being exposed, because it's worth trillions of pounds worth. Trillions.
Well,
and of course they don't want to let that go.
You've probably never been asked this question before. You may have done. But I'll ask it anyway, if that's all right with you.
Of course.
The ring with the letter M, what's that?
That was my Lisa's granddad's ring that I was given to me because I thought a lot of Lisa's granddad. Now, he was a Freemason, and he was, well, before he was, this is what I've been told, he was a Freemason before he was in the church, which is linked to Deborah Fleming. And I was given that ring by Lisa and Lisa's nan after he passed away. And he meant a lot to me.
Okay.
In fact, he was one of the reasons why I actually started to turn to what I believed was Jesus at that point. But since then, obviously, I've got a lot of evidence contradicting information that suggests I have to question the scripture.
Yeah, so wearing that ring, was you aware at the time that it was a Freemason's ring? No,
I wasn't. And his surname was Windsor, and my name is Waterman. So I didn't know whether it meant for his. I still don't know whether it was for his surname or not. Are you aware of what it means? What it is?
But the ring is the letter M, not W.
Well, I didn't know if it was W or M. It's the same, isn't it? Upside down.
But if you look at the little thing to the right, the little flick off the top, off the end of it, does that not depict which way around it goes? But you said yourself he was a Freemason.
I don't know.
Do you think all Freemasons are bad? Do you think all Freemasons are bad?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
What level of Freemason do you think it starts to get a bit controversial?
I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you, but I would think fairly early on. I mean, the evidence suggests that they probably entice people into a false charitable front initially, and the promise of advantages over others. It's very clear that most charities are fraudulent entity companies, which means they can be used to launder money through them. And of course, that includes the taxation system money to defraud the public.
I think a lot of people agree that the tax system, the actual company's house, is a great place to set up companies to, siphon funds, shell companies, other companies. Yeah. It is set up to do that. And they did say at one point, I do remember back in the 70s, someone saying that it make you look legitimate because you got a VAT registered company. But you know what? They knew what they were doing back then when they set it up. It was set up for the purpose to siphon funds. That's my belief.
Yeah, I agree with you. But, and then this ties in with what I'm exposing. And the Freemasons are massively behind it. I've never had a connection to the Freemasons other than knowing. So Lisa's granddad, Lisa's dad said he played squash with Freemasons, and I only found that out as I was exposing the fraud. And Lisa's brother confirmed that he used to be a Freemason as well. I've never.
Do you think she's been influenced to leave you?
I think she's being coercively controlled, yes, in relation to all of this.
Do you still speak to her?
I try, but she's ignoring me now. I'm actually very concerned about her because I've asked her to confirm she's okay. I know she's okay because I know people that have seen her recently, but I've asked her just to leave me a voice note confirming she's safe and well, because I could tell from the messages they're not structured in a way that she would normally write them, so I suspect that someone's either telling her to write them or they're writing them for her.
Well,
which is why I had to submit a police report for her safety.
I totally get why you feel like your life's under threat, but if you think about this logically, if people wanted you gone because of your telephone, you would have been gone by now, wouldn't you? Do not think so? Because they can track you, you know that.
Yeah. I mean, I know they could probably find me easy enough if they wanted. I mean, you'll see the theory that I'm working on suggests now they're wanting me to expose this, but they're controlling the flow of the release of the evidence. So that's why I believe they've not shut me up completely, because they're now, and I'm going to come to the theory another time because it's quite complex.
When you
but
said,
it ties in with
when you said you're suggesting you got someone there telling you what to do and when to release it.
No, what I think they're doing,
no, you actually said there, as in someone's controlling you.
I think they're controlling the flow of the release of my evidence through the social media content that I'm releasing. Because we've got to question, why haven't they silenced me? Why haven't they literally just continuously removed all of my channels?
Do you not think you've actually been chosen to do a certain job and you're doing it very well?
No, I think I've been positioned by our creator. There's no other explanation.
A creator can be a man creating a position. So a position to release information. Like a job, a task within the police, for instance. You've been tasked to do a job. So they've created a job for you.
No, I don't believe that's the case, because I'm exposing people by names and pictures. So what they wouldn't want themselves, through names and pictures, to be exposed being linked to child trafficking and international fraud.
I mean, forgive me for asking questions, but I'm just a very curious person, and I don't always ask the right questions. I just sometimes, this is just what's in my heart to ask the question. Doesn't mean to say I'm accusing you of anything.
No, but I think the most important thing you should be concerned about is understanding the fraud. But I notice you're not focusing on that at all.
I see what you're saying. This is why I'd like you to help me find one company as an example, and then I could focus on that, get that out there, and take it to another one, and another one.
Have you looked at any of my videos or the documents at all?
At this moment in time, no. I have watched your videos in the past, and I find them hard to follow. I mean, you might be able to follow it yourself in your own mind because you know what's happening, but it's not always easy to follow for me.
It's very easy to see one example that comes up continuously, so you can look at it now if you've got a computer in front of you. The London Law Agency, go and have a look at it, you'll see a forgery.
Alright, okay, is that what you sent to me?
I know I've sent you the document on rapid response. I sent you pretty much everything, and I don't believe you've even responded. And
I haven't had any emails from you, or anything like that.
No, on WhatsApp. On WhatsApp.
Right, I'll have to double check. I'll have to double check.
That's what you phoned me on today.
Yeah, this number, I don't actually use it, I'll be honest with you. I haven't used it for about 6 months, maybe a little bit longer. But I will double check to see what messages I've got, because I've got a different number.
Well, go and have a look at London Law Agency now. You'll see that it was created on the 17th of October 1967. That's 4 years before the World Economic Forum. You'll see that no other name has been registered, okay, on the overview.
Is this the one you sent? Is this what you just sent me?
No, that's the rapid response.
Oh, because, can I say, if you send it me, otherwise I won't be able to remember the information.
Just remember the London Law Agency. That's it. The London Law Agency.
I'll try. I'll try.
The London Law Agency.
My memory is not as good as it used to be. Some things. Sometimes I need telling more than once. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I'll try and remember.
There you go. London Law Agency. Look on the incorporation document. You'll see it's got Ganvalon Motors. That's never been registered on the overview. It's fraudulent.
Right. Well, I don't.
And they've used that.
I don't understand.
They've used that right the way throughout the fraud.
I don't understand.
So you can go look at that now.
Yeah, I don't understand Companies House very well, but I do know how to get around it. If you know what I mean. I'm gonna have to go now because my tea's ready.
Okay. Thanks, BANAMAN.
All right.
Take care, Mark.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
I will now carry on with the next video production, where you will see how another house eviction was set up by the courts and the bailiffs, which had a bit of a twist. Watch out for the next one.